Okay, so this is video number 5, I think. So what is work? Well, we do work when we change energy. So if we have a certain amount of one type of energy, let's call it energy type 1, and we convert it to energy type 2, then this conversion, the amount of energy changed, is work. Okay, so when we do work, we convert energy from one form to another. So, for example, if you push a car, okay, if we push a car along the road, then we are converting our chemical energy into kinetic energy in the car. So for example, how's work done? Well, we just did the example then with the car. You could push something up a hill. As this object goes up the hill, it gains gravitational potential energy, and we are doing work on it because it's changing energy from something else to gravitational potential energy. So how do we actually calculate it? Well, work is equal to force times distance. Okay, so work is the amount of energy used when moving an object a distance d with a force F in the same direction. Now power, what is power? Let's say you had a road, okay, and we have a start line, and we have two vehicles. Now one of the vehicles has a lot more power than the other, but they both have the same mass. So let's say they're both 1000 kgs. And what we're going to do is we're going to drive both of them up to the same speed. So they're both going to speed up to 100 kilometers an hour. Okay. Now, this one, the blue one, is the most powerful, while the yellow one is not very powerful. Okay. Now, both of these are going to have a certain amount of work done. Now, if you think about it, work is force times distance, or you could say that work is the conversion of energy from one form to another. So we're converting to kinetic energy, aren't we? And how do we find kinetic energy? Well, it's half mv squared. So we could say for both of them, they have the same kinetic energy. Why? Because they both have the same mass, and they both have the same speed at the end. So they both have the same amount of work. Now, why is one more powerful than the other? Well, this one took 2 seconds to reach 100 km an hour. This one here took 10 seconds. So this one is more powerful because it took less time. So power is work per unit time. So if you have the same amount of work for both, but one of them is a shorter time, you get a larger power. So power equals work divided by time, and it's in watts. So you could do an example where you push an object up a ramp. Okay, let's say the ramp is 10 meters high, and we have a 1 kg box, and we did all this in 10 seconds. So let's first work out the work. So what's the work done? Well, the work done is converting it into some energy into gravitational potential energy at the top. So what is the gravitational potential energy? Well, it's just mgh. So it's just going to be 10 times 10 times 10. Oh, sorry. 1 times 10 times 10. So what's that equal to? Well, that's 100 joules. This is how much energy is gained when it gets to the top. Now power is work over time, so it's done 100 joules of work divided by 10 seconds. That means it's doing 10 joules of work for every second, which means it is doing 10 watts of power.